So in this video, I'm going to guide you through page number 3 to page number 9, all included in your test topics. So we are going to start with the basic definition of AI. What is AI? AI stands for Artificial Intelligence, written right here. Now, it is a field of computer science that focuses on creating intelligent machines capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence. So the definition goes from the first word till intelligence. So this is the definition. Now I'm going to explain it a bit. So it is a field of computer science. We can say this is CS, this is computer science. Now it has different fields, and one of the fields is AI. So artificial intelligence is a field of computer science. Computer science is an umbrella term, and there are subfields, subcategories, and one of those is AI. So now it is capable of creating machines. Now intelligent machines, you have to write the word intelligent. How? Because now the tasks that require human intelligence or human intervention, that require humans to do it. For example, I want to play a game, so I need to do it myself. I want to solve a math equation, so I need to do it myself. But now, including AI, artificial intelligence, machines or softwares or applications are capable of performing the same tasks, and humans do not have to intervene. They don't have to do it. Everything is going to happen automatically using that intelligence system. So what do AI systems involve? So there are three integral parts: learning, reasoning, and making decisions. So AI systems are capable of learning the thing. So for example, I say to do a particular task. Okay, I say that, okay, Alexa, please set my alarm as 8 a.m. Now it will learn my language, it will learn my style of speaking thing. Okay, that okay, how I can interpret the commands. Then it will learn about the reasoning. It will go to the reasoning part. Okay, how I'm going to do it, when I'm going to do it, what are the triggers, etc. And then on the last stage, it is going to make decisions that, okay, I need to do this, yes or no. So these are the three primary things that AI systems involve. Now moving forward, some tasks that AI can handle. Now, for example, there's a question that list some tasks or define some tasks that AI can handle: responding to spoken language, recognizing objects and images, or playing games. Okay, so these are some of the very basic things or tasks that AI can handle. Responding to spoken language means that, for example, we're using Google Assistant, so I'm going to give a task and it is going to recognize what I'm saying, and it can also answer me back. So now it can respond to my language. Similarly, recognizing object, for example, I give this picture to an AI application, and I ask, okay, hey AI, please tell me that what image is this. Now it is capable of recognizing that this is an image of a star. Okay, and playing games. You all might be familiar that there are some bots playing in PUBG or like fighting games or car games. So what is happening there? The bots are trained using AI algorithms that, okay, we have to play the game like this. All right. So now moving further, we have some examples over here. Siri, Alexa, that listen to our commands, spoken commands, and they do the task accordingly. Moving further, all of this can be also explained in the coming part, so let's move to that. So first is examples of AI in daily life. These are the headings, and over here, this one, Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, and over here YouTube, Netflix, etc. These are all the sub examples. So these are the major categories and these are the subcategories or the sub examples. So example number 1 is voice assistant. Again, Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant are very simple ones. I'm not going to repeat. Online recommendations. Now if you watch a video on Netflix or YouTube, for example, I like thriller movies, so I'm going to watch a thriller movie, and now Netflix will track, okay, this is a person who likes thriller movies, so I'm going to recommend more thriller movies. This happens using AI algorithms. Over here it's mentioned, they analyze my browsing history, my search history, my watch history, and they are going to know that. Moving further, social media algorithms, similarly, when we talk about Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc., so they are trained in the same way. Again, using AI algorithms, not repeating again. Virtual assistants means applications or chatbots that help us, that provide us assistance virtually, means they're not physically present, they are somewhere virtually present. So for example, I purchase a product from a website and I am not sure how to use it. I will go to their website and I will see a chat option probably, and I click on it. Now automatically a chatbot will start chatting with me. It will be like having a very simple conversation. Now the chatbots are trained with the basic questions about the product. For example, I have bought a fridge, so I want to know that, okay, how to start it, how to set set the temperature, etc. So now that chatbot has a list of frequently asked questions, and whatever I'm going to ask, it is going to respond me back, unless I ask a question which is not in their database. Okay, so they provide customer services and customer support, and they're mostly available 24 by 7. Smart home devices, now you all might be familiar with this as well because it's very common. Smart lights, smart doors, smart fans, etc. So for example, I enter a room and I have a smart light. Now it will automatically open. Similarly, if I have a fan and I want to set the temperature, it can also be voice controlled, etc. Okay, so moving further, we have importance of AI. Now these are 4 points. You can just note these down or remember these because these are important. Now I'm going to explain it a bit with a few examples so it will be easier for you to understand. So let's talk about efficiency. AI helps us perform tasks faster and more accurately. Of course, it's going to increase the efficiency. I want to solve x plus y equals to 70, but I don't know how. I'm going to give it to my, for example, ChatGPT. So it's going to do it faster, quicker, without any need of intervention. So that is efficiency. Problem solving, again, I want my problem, this particular problem, to be solved. So it also has that capability. So it analyzes data and it comes up with good solutions. Personalization, again, same example as Netflix, YouTube, that I'm going to get the content that I like. If I like a certain meme, so I'm going to get similar memes which are like maybe funny. So automation, I don't have to do the task myself again and again. If there's a repetitive task, I'm going to assign it, and the AI application or device is going to do it itself without my need. Okay, it's going to create that loop and it's going to again and again do it. Okay, applications, now these are different sectors. Now applications are actually where the AI, this artificial intelligence, can be applied. Okay, so these are all the sectors. I think you can remember like 4 of them. I'm not going to explain it in detail because these are very, very basic. Softwares that are built in Python, so you should definitely remember names of the softwares, because in case there's a question like which of the following softwares is not built in Python, so if you remember these names, new name would be unfamiliar to you, and of course that would be the answer. Okay, so you should remember these as well. I'm just slightly going to touch on this topic. Python comes with pre-built libraries such as NumPy. For example, I have these books. Okay, so this is the math book, this is the ICT book, this is the science book. I want to add a formula in my code. So what I'll do, I'll open the math book. This is a library. I'm going to fetch my function. I'm going to get a function from this, and I'm going to automatically add it over here. Okay, so what happens, I don't have to write the complete code for that function, for that mathematical calculation. My library has that. I'm just going to open the library, I'm going to get the function and add it in my code. So that is why it comes up with pre-built libraries. So this is just an interface where you can practice coding, and since we're not going to do it right now, so let's keep it for like the second term. Okay, moving further, now we have getting started with Python programming. So what is Python? You definitely have to remember the date and the person who have created Python. You have these 4 points over here. So previously we were learning about AI, but now we are particularly learning about Python. So Python is used for web development, software development, mathematics, and system scripting. So there can be another MCQ or an objective type question, that which of the following statements is incorrect, or which of the following Python is not used, something like that. So maybe there can be web development, quantum mechanics, mathematics, system scripting. So you must remember these options so you know that, okay, my 4th option, something that is not heard, is the correct answer. Okay, what can Python do? Now this is also the explanation of the upper points. You can just read it and you should definitely know. So if there's a question what can Python do, you can at least write 3 points of that. Okay, why Python? Now there's another question that can be a part. Okay, so for this, now you can have the answer goes from here. Because it has a simple syntax similar to English language. Okay, it allows developers to write programs with a fewer lines. All right, it runs on an interpreter system, meaning the code can be executed as soon as it is written. It is written in a procedural way, and there was one more thing that it uses. Okay, let's keep it till here. Okay, so let me explain these. Python works on different platforms. Now, this is not definite that you have to have a particular type of platform to use Python. Now, it can also work on Windows, Mac, Linux, Raspberry, like whatever platform that you have, it is compatible with that kind of platform. Okay, further, we have, it has very simple syntax, now very much similar to English language, so that is why it is also considered as an easy language. It has a syntax that allows developers to write programs with fewer lines. So for example, if I'm writing in another language, the code may be like this, and if I'm writing in Python, so maybe the code is more precise. The same code can be written in a fewer lines. So it runs on an interpreter system, means that it already has an interpreter, means that a translator. So whenever I'm going to write, it is automatically going to translate and the computer will understand. Okay, so I'm writing in my language, it will be translated to understood by the computer. Okay, so that is why it can be very quick, written, entered, translated, understood. Okay, so now the procedural way is almost the same as the previous one. Python is a popular language that is easy to learn and widely used. Understanding the basics of Python syntax. Okay, let's move on. It is made up of statements. Now you should remember this, that Python program is made up of statements, and each statement is written on a separate line. Okay, so every statement that I will write should be on a separate line. It uses indentation. Indentation means spaces. Okay, so if I give extra spaces, it means I'm grouping my statements. So make sure not to give extra spaces, because it is going to behave in another way. Okay, now syntax compared to other languages. Okay, I think you can just read these, and again, these are the same lines that are above. So it was designed for readability, similarities to the English language, new lines to complete a command, relies on indentation, using white spaces. So it's everything that is already above there. Moving forward, Python comments. I've explained this a million times, but let's do one more time. So Python comments can be used to explain code. Now, for example, I've written this long code. I have given it to you. Will you be able to understand it for the first time? Of course not. So what I'll do, I'll add a comment, hashtag this is for addition. Okay, so hashtag this is for multiplication, this is for subtraction. Okay, I'm going to give these headings. Now what will happen, this is going to help you understand that, okay, this complete code is for addition, this complete code is for multiplication. Now you will not need to read all of the information, all of the code. In fact, you will just read the heading. So it helps us to make the programs more readable, more easy to understand, and they are not executed. Means where we have an output screen, we will write our code, but wherever there's a comment, the compiler will ignore this and will just give the output of this. Okay, so on our output screen, we cannot see the comments. Comments are just for people who are reading the code. Okay, so now we have two types of comments, single line comments and multi-line comments. So a comment written in one line like this is a single line comment, and a comment written in more than one line, like 1, 2, 3. So that is a multi-line comment. Now for single line comments, we use the hashtag symbol, and for multi-line, we use the triple inverted commas or the quotation marks. Okay. Variables are like containers. This is my container. I want to store a value in this. So for example, I want to store the value of 10. All right, but now I also need a name for the container, so I'm going to keep it as A. So now I have a container which has the value 10. So similarly, variables work in this way. Variables store our data. It helps to manipulate our data, means it helps to perform calculations on it or change the values, etc. So you have to write that variables are used to store and manipulate data in Python. They just work as like containers. They work as containers that hold values. What you have to do to create a variable, you need a name. You need to give it a name, just like over here, and you have to also assign it a value. To assign a value, we use an equals to sign. So for example, I have a variable x over here. I want to give it a value 10. So I'm going to use equals to 10. Got it? Now we have data types. Python support different data types such as numbers, strings, and booleans. Numbers can be integers and floating point numbers. So we have this numeric data type or numbers. It has two categories. The first is integers, and the second is floating points or float numbers. So integers are whole numbers, means for example -1, -2, -3. Then we have 0. Then we have the positive numbers like 1, 2, 3. So all these numbers from minus to positive are called as integers, the whole numbers. But whenever there's a point, there's a decimal. So we have that under the category of float values. Okay. So next we have string. String is sequence of characters enclosed in quotation marks. So string are sequence of characters enclosed in quotation marks. Integers can be whole numbers, and floating point numbers are numbers with decimal points. So for example, I have a variable x and I want to store John 2. So this is going to be my string. Okay, I need to use the quotation marks. My variable can be sequence of characters. Boolean represents either true or false. So if I have a condition like resulting in either yes or no, true or false, present, absent, like between two options, then I can use the Boolean data type. Our last topic is operators. Python provides various operators. Now to perform calculation on variables or on values, we need operators. For example, I want to, just talking about a simple statement 2 plus 3. Over here, what is the operator? These are the values, but what is the operator? The plus is the operator. Okay, so similarly in Python, we have different operators. The first is, now there are three categories for this: arithmetic operators, comparison operators, and logical operators. So arithmetic operators are used for simple mathematical calculations like plus, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So the sign of multiplication is the * and the division is like the backslash. Okay. So comparison operators are these three: greater than, less than, and double equals to. So there is no explanation over here, but I'm going to do that. For example, I have 5 is greater than 3. So is this true? Yes. Now I have 3 is greater than 5. Is this true? No, that's false. So this is just to use to compare two values, the left hand side value compared to the right hand side value. Now I have the double equals to sign. For that, I'm writing 5 is double equals to 3. Now what will happen is it will compare the left hand side value to the right hand side value. If both the numbers are same, then our answer will be true. Is 5 and 3 same? Of course not, so my answer is false. But if I have written 5 is double equals to 5, so is this true? Yes, it is true. Okay, now we have the logical operators. I'm going to briefly discuss these. Logical operators comprise of 3: and, or, not. So for and, all my conditions should be true. If all my conditions are true, only then my answer will be true. For or, if even one of my conditions is true, then my answer will be true, else false. And for not, if my condition is true, my answer will be false. And if my condition is false, my answer will be true. So this works in the opposite way. For or, any one condition should be true. For and, it is compulsory that all the conditions should be true. I hope after this video, lots of concepts will be cleared, and there's very brief information in your handout. So I request you to consult your copies, to consult the highlighted parts, and of course this video. All the very best. I am sure that you all are going to ace it.